Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome the lovely Helen Goh.
Yay! There you are, good. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for coming along. But what a joy to have Helen with us. This is Helen Goh. Some of you will already know Helen well. But for those of you who don't know so much about her, you're in for a big treat. And can I introduce Emer also as well? Emer, I still call you Emer Fitzgerald.
That's mostly what I go for.
Oh, is it right? Emer was with us at the cooking school for, I don't know, many years, Emer.
22.
20, oh, good God, and not a grey hair in your head.
Especially this
Which
weekend.
is so fantastic. Helen, tell us a bit about you. You're born in Malaysia.
Malaysia, but then I moved to Australia. And
Yes.
so I've done pretty much my growing up in Australia, and now I'm consolidating my life in London.
In London. And you tell it, we always associate you, rightly or wrongly, with Ottolenghi, but there was lots of things went on before that.
Well, predominantly baking.
Yes.
And I did have a cafe in Australia.
Yeah.
And I also studied psychology.
Where in Australia?
Melbourne.
Melbourne, yeah.
Yeah, the best
Yeah.
food.
Yes, the best, yeah, it is.
But
really.
I studied psychology, and my new book combines psychology, the reasons why we bake,
Yeah.
with 100 recipes.
Yeah.
So
Good, and the new book is
Okay.
called Baking and the Meaning of Life. My God, there's a mouthful.
it's
That's
very
incredible.
grandiose title.
But
I'm not promising to give the meaning of life, but a few baking tips and tricks I can
But
do that.
what is it about? There's definitely something about baking and gardens that even if you never cook anything, people love to start with baking something.
I think it's
Yeah.
because no one needs to eat cake, so
Yeah.
the very act of doing it is kind of
really?
symbolic.
Nobody needs to eat cake?
Well, maybe some of us.
Yeah.
I think it's because it's not for nutrition, or it's not for any fundamental
Yeah.
reasons of living,
Yeah.
but that's just that extra thing
Extra
that
warmth.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's what it means to live a good life, I think, right?
A cup of tea.
Cup of tea and
Maybe
a
it
cake
might have to
solves
be Barry's
everything.
tea and a slice of cake. Fantastic. Well, what have you in store for us today?
So I'm going to make a Puttanesca Galette. Now, I think I know the answer to this, but are you someone who eats to live or lives to eat?
Oh my God. Well, the first thing, if I'm going on holidays or anywhere, the first thing I think about, where are we going to eat?
Absolutely.
What's in the area that we can eat? I mean, you all do that, don't you? Surely.
So
the most
I
important thing.
absolutely live to eat.
Yes.
But my husband is one of those rare people who eats to live.
Good. And he's how many years have you been together?
I know, it's wild. But what he does love is the Puttanesca Galette.
Yes,
And
good.
I thought, can I entice him out of pasta puttanesca?
Yes.
And put all those flavors, which is olives, tomatoes, capers, anchovies, all those punchy
Yes.
flavors, into a pie, an
Yeah.
open-faced pie, which is what
And
a galette
there are a whole
is.
lot of you sitting down there and I'm thinking, oh, I don't like anchovies, I don't like
Oh, you
capers.
just leave it out.
But no, you have to leave them in because you love them and you have to taste them. Because in the beginning when you might taste, you might think, oh, I don't like this. And then you must try again. You must try harder.
Yes.
Okay, and then you'll suddenly decide, oh my God, I love the
But I think
flavour.
also, unless you're an absolute anchovy lover, like me,
Yeah.
anchovy just gives it an accent. So you'll find that when you eat this galette, I'm pretty sure this is going to be your experience, you'll think that's super tasty and savory.
Yeah,
So
savoury.
you're not going to say, oh, I don't like anchovies,
Yeah.
but I think you might say, oh, that's really tasty.
The combination.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's that mixture
Good.
of them all.
So we're going to have the Puttanesca Galette. What other
Yes,
else
we're
are we
going to
having?
do a meringue layer cake,
Yeah.
which is very unusual because it's a sponge that has meringue baked on top of it.
Yes.
And then I'm going to pile it up with some berries.
Yes.
And a kind of cream that has
Yeah.
cream and crème fraîche in it. And then I'm going to do, everybody is loving these chili crisps, which you can
Yeah.
buy anywhere,
Yeah.
right? Which is,
But you can make them at home.
you can also make them, exactly.
Yeah, super.
But for this recipe, I absolutely give you permission to buy it. In fact, there's a really beautiful brand here, White Masu, is that?
What? Oh, yeah.
Yes,
That's,
that they have chili crisps.
she's past student, actually.
Oh, well, look, everyone
Anyway,
here is a
that's
past
good.
student.
Lovely. Well, we better get started. You've a lot to
Okay,
get through.
so I'm going to start with making the pastry for the galette.
Yeah.
And
How do people get the recipes? So they're online. Yeah. Good. So tell us what's in here.
Okay, so I've got a little bit of wholemeal flour, plain flour. I've got Parmesan cheese, salt, and pepper.
Yeah.
Now, the reason I put Parmesan in here is because I want every bite to be tasty. So even if it's a bite that doesn't have a tomato, on its own, that's tasty.
Yeah.
So what I want to do now is just to give it a blitz to combine it. I've never used this machine before, but I just want to pulse
very
it.
fancy.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Actually,
So you're blitzing.
I really just to combine and
Yeah.
aerate it a bit. And then now I want to add butter. Now, I think the butter here is naturally salted, is that right?
2%, just a little bit less than 2%.
Right.
I personally feel it needs to be, they've made it less salty, have you noticed? I think it needs to be a tiny bit more salty.
Right.
But people have such a paranoia about salt.
Oh, not
now,
me.
Not me.
Not me.
Yeah.
So I'm adding the butter, and what I want now is to make a kind of crumbly, breadcrumby mix. And don't be afraid to touch your food, you know, go inside, and I see that the butter is still quite irregular. I know sometimes that's good for pastry, but for this one, I want it just a bit finer. Okay.
Now, if you don't have a food processor, many people won't have, basically, of course, you can do this by hand. Just mix all the dry ingredients and rub in the butter.
Rub in the butter, almost like
Yeah.
what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
And then just to bring it together, I've got a little bit of milk. The milk adds a bit of richness to the pastry. So I don't want the pastry to be just a carrier for the food. I want it to be in and of itself really tasty. And this is a bit of vinegar which tenderizes the dough.
Ah. Wow, that's interesting.
And so also some iced water. That sort of brings it all together and makes it easier to
So
manage.
if you're doing by hand, just flick it in with a fork until it comes together.
Okay. Oh, okay, here's the pulse button. Okay, so you don't want it to come together too much in there. You want it to just sort of slightly
There we go.
bring it together. Oh,
Whose is it? Oh, it's a Kenwood, is it?
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting, it's a new one. Yeah. That's great. So basically, this, of course, is a food processor. We have no connection with the company or anything like that. But basically, I don't know what these cost, but they cost a few bob, I'm sure. But it's one of the things that's really worth having. If you like to cook a bit, you can see it actually cuts the time to seconds or minutes rather than 5 minutes or something. So it's really worth it. Christmas coming up. You can put in an early order to Santa. There we go. That looks
so it
lovely.
comes together very easily.
Yeah.
And just with that small amount of whole wheat pastry,
Yes.
you can really see that
Nice
it
texture.
adds a lovely
Good.
kind of texture.
And these presumably would keep in a box or something as well, will they? A tin?
The pastry?
Yeah. No, I mean when you make the bickies.
That's the next
Oh,
pastry.
this the next. That's no. This is the galette.
Very
Don't worry.
good.
I know it's confusing.
Well, now, hold on a minute. Start again, because if I'm confused, maybe you are. So this pastry is for?
For the galette, which is the open tart.
Sorry about that. You probably all knew that apart from me.
No.
Okay, that's good. I thought we were making
Well, it's
the
good
biscuits.
because if you felt that, I'm sure someone else in the audience. So this just goes into the fridge now. I think you've just got to use your senses. If it's a very cold day, you might just start rolling this. But if it's warm or if it's very soft, then you pop it in the fridge just to firm up for 30 minutes. I prefer pastry that's softer rather than very firm. I don't like it when it cracks
'Cause
when
it
I'm
cracks
rolling
a bit,
it.
just
Yeah,
when you're rolling it.
but this is perfect. I like to press it down a bit. That just helps you on your way to rolling it into a large, beautiful circle like this. And if you were early, you would have seen.
Magic.
If you were early, you would have seen that I did that really quite quickly and quite
And
easily.
did you roll it, just asking, did you roll it between 2 sheets of greaseproof or just roll it out?
I didn't, and I think that's the thing where it depends on your surface and how you feel about rolling.
Yeah.
This was super easy to roll
Yeah.
out, and I had a little flour for dusting, and it rolled out like a dream.
Yeah.
And the beauty about galette, what I love about the galette, is it doesn't have to be pretty. It's rustic.
Yeah,
it's a
good.
rustic pie.
Yeah,
so
it
you'll
gives
see
us
these
a
craggy edges.
license to be rustic. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and the thing is, I think that it actually looks better this way as well. So what I have here is caramelized onion. That's going to go on the base. But before I do that, I want to add a bit of ricotta to kind of give it a bit of lushness underneath. And this ricotta, I'm going to add some chopped anchovies.
Good.
Delicious. And also some lemon zest. And that just gives it a little kind of zing to it.
Sounds good already. So basically, these onions here, these were sweated in butter, olive oil?
Olive oil and
Yeah.
thyme.
And thyme, lots of thyme leaves.
A bit of
Well,
garlic.
you probably can see into it. Can you? To see the thyme leaves and, yeah.
So what I'm really
Mixing
doing
it
is
round.
flavoring the ricotta.
Yeah.
This is beautiful ricotta, by the
Whose
way.
ricotta is that, Emer? Oh, it doesn't matter.
Because you know what? It's so difficult to get, good firm ricotta. It's
Yeah.
usually that really runny tub stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to pop a little bit in here. And then I'm going to, I actually never usually travel without my drop spatula. And I found one.
yeah.
I found one in your farm shop, which I bought, but then I forgot to bring it with me. So. But it's actually really
Yeah.
easy. You can see, really easy to do with the back of a spoon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this just gives it that, a bit of
little
a
base.
cushion, a little base.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's little pops of anchovies as well. Okay, you'll see that I'm leaving about
Yeah.
a third, and I'll show you why
Yeah.
in a minute.
Actually, just one thing is lots of people say they don't like anchovies. I kind of love anchovies, but
I do too.
basically, I'm not surprised that a lot of people don't like anchovies because they're anchovies and anchovies, and if you buy the very cheap tins, they tend to be really horrible. So it puts people off anchovies for life. So try to find better Calabrian anchovies, perhaps, or I'm not sure what ones we.
Or the
those are there.
Ortiz is really nice
Ortiz,
too.
yeah, and Ortiz are actually widely available. They
Right.
are. That's quite good. And again, just we need to emphasize we don't have any link to any of these brands or anything like that.
So I'm just laying down the base of it.
Onions, thyme leaves, anything
thyme, and
else in
a
there?
bit of chili actually,
Oh,
just
there's
to kind
chili
of.
as well?
Again, you're not going to eat it and think, oh, that's too spicy. It's just to give it a sense of a piquant little accent to it. People often ask me, how do you develop recipes or where do you start? And I always start with a foundation, and then I look for a counterpoint and then an embellishment.
Yeah.
So the foundation for me for this is the pastry.
Yeah.
The counterpoint is sort of all the bits of the flavoring, the
Yeah.
base, the tomato, the anchovies.
So you, for many, many years, have developed many recipes with and for Yachtam, haven't you? Yachtam Ottolenghi.
I have, yes.
Fantastic.
Sorry, I'm looking for here it is. So now there's a salsa, because we know that Puttanesca has. Or do you know what, I love it. I usually, I'm the
Well,
one
I'm
being
77,
pedantic.
so I would get a slap in the ear if I didn't clean
No,
out
it's
the
okay.
bowl,
It's
you
okay.
know?
So I'm putting it in here. Is there olive oil for this? This one here? No, where's the olive oil? Oh, okay. No, that's okay. I'll just do that.
So what's in there?
This is olives,
Yeah?
capers.
Yeah?
Oh, it's not coming up. Okay, do I?
Are you meant to press the top of it on here? It's fancy looking.
Oh, okay, wonderful. So it's like a salsa.
Extra virgin olive oil?
It's extra virgin olive oil. So this gives it that really sharp, slightly
So
fresh.
chopped black olives, chopped capers, chopped flat parsley, extra virgin olive oil.
Yes, you don't need to chop it quite as fine as this. In fact, a little rustic would be good. So what I'm doing now is just putting it on the perimeter here like this, and I'll show you. It'll become obvious in a minute why I do this. So
I was reaching for my phone in my pocket to take a photograph, but actually I have the microphone in my pocket. So doesn't it look so lovely already, really?
okay.
Yeah.
So and then you're
Some
going to have some
tomatoes.
tomatoes on it. So all this, you've got that sort of sweetness from
Yeah.
the caramelized onions, you've got the salinity
Yeah.
from the olives and the capers.
It's so good.
And then the freshness from this tomato. And I think it really makes a nice thing to bring to the center
This
of
is
the table.
just perfect for a kitchen supper. Feed the whole lot of them together
Yes.
in one go and
And
have a little
just-
green salad with it.
And with,
What are we doing with all the rest of that?
okay, we're going to put it over on top so it
Oh, on
remains
top as well,
fresh.
yeah.
So right now, this is I just feel like I'm going around and pleating it. I feel like with this job, if I think too much about it or too hard, it will crack. But if I don't think and I just confidently go around,
That's okay,
it
so
works.
I know I'm
Okay.
not supposed to be taking photographs, but I can't resist.
Okay, so there it is.
It looks so good.
And then
Well
we're going
done.
to brush the pastry outside with an egg.
Lovely.
Okay. And a pastry
And galette
brush.
is such a lovely word. It's a much
pastry
cooler
brush.
word than sort of quiche or something like that, isn't it? Yeah. Good. But now I know it's not a quiche anyway, but
Thank you. And then just give it a brush. You've gone to that trouble to make that pastry. Now make it look beautiful and glossy and golden. Okay.
how many books have you done at this stage, Helen?
Oh, well, I've co-authored 2 books with Ottolenghi.
Yeah.
And then my own one, so
Yeah.
not that many. So
Well, I
that's
thought there
3
were more.
altogether.
But you've been working on the columns for years.
Oh, yes, I've been
Yeah.
working on the Sydney Morning Herald. I've been a columnist there, baking columnist for 8 years. And
Oh.
I also I'm a columnist for the Guardian newspaper,
Oh.
the feast section, which
Yeah.
is all about food. So I'm perfectly placed
Good.
to
God,
enjoy it.
so can you imagine, for what you said with Sydney Morning Herald on baking, imagine coming up with new recipes every week for, was that 20 years or something? Or
No, 8
10
years, but
8
it was-
years, still a lot of recipes,
Well,
isn't it?
between-
How many recipes a week then?
Oh, one a
One.
week.
One a
Yeah,
week.
that's enough, one a week.
Yeah.
But between the Guardian and Sydney Morning Herald, you know, it's
Full-time,
I'm constantly
really.
thinking, now which hemisphere am I
Yeah.
working? Because you're working 6 weeks in advance.
Yeah, and upside down seasons.
Exactly.
Hmm.
So sometimes, and then trying to find produce that is not in season. Okay, so that's it, and that just goes into the oven.
And do you put a little seasoning on it or not?
No,
or
because everything has been
is good,
seasoned.
yeah.
You know, the ricotta
You've got
has
all-
the lemon
yeah.
and the
Anchovies
anchovies.
have the salt and
The
everything. Yeah.
caramelized onions have had thyme
Yeah.
and garlic and pepper, chili, and
Mm-hmm.
okay. Oh yes, the attention to detail
No,
is incredible.
Fussing around I am.
So
Yeah.
when it comes out of the
Yeah.
oven, which it's
Yeah.
about to. Yep. Okay. Thank you to Ema. It's like television. Here's
I
one I
know.
made earlier.
Yeah.
So it comes out
Ba-dum,
like that.
ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum.
Oh, wait. There was something I missed, actually. So I'll just put this to the side. There was one thing I missed because where was that ricotta bowl that I had? That's it. You know, I saved the extra ricotta.
extra ricotta.
So what I want to do now is just dollop.
some little dollops
some
on
little
it.
dollops
Yeah.
so that there's some sort
so
of
good.
creamy little relief when, you know, when you bite into it.
Oh, lovely.
And you know how anchovies go a bit powdery when they have the heat? I just love that flavor. Not sure about the powdery. Okay. Okay.
Good.
There it is.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
There.
All right, so there is that one. And now this one is out.
Looks
We are
so
going
yummy.
to put this on top. So you've got, some of it is kind of cooked underneath and some of it is fresh. So it gives you, you know, so it's not all too rich and
Yeah.
heavy.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to make this.
And
I
you
have to
can
say.
even just also squeeze a bit of lemon over it to serve.
Lovely. Is this a from oil plate? It is.
Okay. Okay, so there we go. That's the salsa. Oh, no, that's for serving. If you wanted to eat it, you could just kind of spritz a bit of
Super.
lemon on top.
Should we slide
Wanna
it on
slide
here?
it on. And then slide
Wowee.
that off. There we are.
Well done. Looks gorgeous.
Okay.
How about that? Yay! One down, two to go.
Thank you.
Fantastic. I'm gonna take
So I don't know how we're going with time, but I think we
Yep.
should get
Yeah, keep
going
going.
with the, yes, so we're doing a
pop him out
Matilda's,
here.
Matilda's cake. It's called the Matilda's cake because I was developing this recipe around the time that, it was in 2023, and around the time that the Australian football team, the women's football team, Matildas, were going great guns
I
on the
love it. The waltzing Matildas. Yeah.
Waltzing
good.
Matildas. So they were doing really well in the World Cup. And I thought the green and gold, there was a big fervor about the green and gold, which is the Aussie kind of colors for
Yes.
the Olympics. So I thought I'm going to make a green and gold cake. Except we're not making it green and gold today. So I'm starting off with a regular kind of butter cake.
Yeah.
It's butter, sugar, and lemon. Now, usually, before I add the butter in, I usually with the lemon zest and the
Yeah.
sugar, I usually rub it into the sugar.
Into the sugar. What a good
It
idea
just
to-
releases
to
all
really-
the oils,
yeah.
really
Because
makes
it makes
it
evenly
more
to it, yeah.
fragrant. And you'll see that you can even smell it from here.
I certainly can.
And also what happens is that the sugar is tinged yellow and it just gives it
Yeah.
a beautiful color.
Okay.
And I don't know about you, but I'm evangelical about the consistency of butter. You know, if you want to cream it, then you've got to,
Yeah.
it can't be too firm,
Yes.
and it can't be oily.
That's right.
Because if it's
Yeah.
too firm, it's just not going to incorporate
One of
that
the biggest
air.
compliments I ever got was somebody referred to me as the butter queen of Ireland.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So I like that title a lot. Okay.
Yes.
It would be dreadful
yes,
to be called the
please.
margarine queen of Ireland.
Oh, no.
wouldn't it? There we are.
That would be a career highlight if I was called the Butter Queen.
Well done.
Thank you so much. So, okay.
Now,
We're
Emer,
going to
help
lower it
here.
down.
There we
Perhaps
are.
you can do
What
it, and I'll
are we
just
like? We
explain.
can't take
So what
everything
we're
going.
doing here is just creaming the butter and the sugar. Now, I think butter's going to go everywhere, so I think you should just...
It's going to be
you should
okay.
just
No,
do
do it
that.
slowly. Yeah.
Do we have power?
Power, okay. So, I mean, the butter, the consistency and the temperature of butter...
Out really quickly, because
Is
I
it
think
not?
we've
Lost power there.
Lost
okay?
power. I can do it by hand. Yeah, I can do it by hand.
What I will do, though, is set this up for the meringue.
Oh, yes, I will need it for the meringue. I will not be doing meringue by hand.
Trish, would you just take that out there and just see
Okay.
if it's this?
That's heavy. Watch out. Yeah.
So we'll have to do this in turns, I think, when my hand
Yeah,
gets...
sure.
So
And if the
I
butter's really nice and soft, it's easy to cream
Yes,
it, yeah.
exactly. Yes. And it's also just, I mean, you can smell that lemon.
It's great.
But it's-
and again, people may not have a food mixer, so of course you'd start off possibly by creaming the butter first, getting it really soft, and then adding the lemon zest to the sugar, maybe in a different bowl to mix it through properly. And
You
then,
can do that,
yeah.
although I think the action of doing this softens it and creams it together, so
Yeah.
the sugar is kind of incorporated into
Yeah.
into the butter. I mean, we're not... but
Shall I do it for help you for a second?
And then I'm going to... Okay. So this cake also has a bit of coconut in it. I wanted the texture of a little bit of the hint of the flavor of the coconut, and then the meringue on top there's a crispness from that, and then you've got that soft buttery cake.
Yeah.
So it's all about the contrasting textures.
This butter was quite cool, I think, to start
Is
with.
it
so-
working? No, that's not going to work.
No, it's not what you... Now, I don't know whether you want this to be soft and creamy.
Yeah,
before.
a little. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
terribly light. My turn?
Yeah, on
Okay.
turn. Yep.
I mean, I'm one of those rare women who can't do two things at once. I can't talk and bake. Okay, here we go.
There we go.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's good. The butter's quite hard, actually, but
Yes, it is quite hard.
never mind. So we have 4 beautiful egg yolks here, anyway.
Yes. Oh,
Well
okay.
done.
So there's power.
Yeah.
Shall we put this back on? Because I
Yes,
feel
I
like
think it
we're
might
going
be
to.
easier.
Yeah. Then I can show people
Any
what
of you
the
got
texture
hens
is.
there? Anybody in the audience got hens? Well, only one person. Oh my God. 2 people, 3 people, better 4 people. That's everybody should have hens, okay? Says me, mind your own business, says you. But you can feed your food scraps to the hens and it comes back as beautiful eggs like this a few days later.
Sorry. Is
But
that
those
going
of
back
you who
on, or?
have hens, the hens were, they were shut in for nearly 5 months because maybe the threat of avian flu, but they've just been, ouch, put that on again. There we are, 3rd time lucky. 3rd time lucky. So we just let them out last Tuesday. Oh my God. You can't imagine the excitement when we let them out again. They were absolutely delighted.
Okay, so I think we just go for
That's
it
good.
now.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
So one of the things I really love about this recipe is that there's 4 egg yolks in the sponge,
Yeah.
and then the 4 egg whites goes to the meringue.
Meringue.
So
What
I
a good
love
idea.
that symmetry,
Yeah.
that nothing gets
And
wasted.
I love the difference in texture between the sponge and the
Exactly,
meringue.
yes.
Very lovely.
Okay, so we're kind of rushing this a bit now. Beautiful egg yolks too.
Yeah, they're really nice. They're probably Darren's eggs from here.
Uh-huh.
The scraps of Ballymaloe food go to these hens and come back as eggs. So no wonder they're so
We
nice.
saw them
looking.
today. They look like very happy
Yeah.
hens. So
Are you happy
ideally
with
what
this?
you also do is scrape down the bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some kind
We'll
of...
get a spatula.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, I'm going to let you handle the machine.
what am I like?
Ema.
Emer, help! There we are.
I should have travelled. No, I shouldn't say that.
What do we like? There we are.
It's a little bit heavier still.
Yeah.
I would like it a little bit paler and a little
yes.
bit, because we don't want...
Beat it until it's light and fluffy.
Yeah,
as they
not
say.
so much fluffy, but definitely lighten.
Light, yeah.
So this will be a very dense cake, the way it is.
Well, look, anyway, there we are.
Okay.
It's very good to show people what not to do.
Exactly, I
There
can
we
do
are.
that.
There we go.
I think we can crank it right up.
It is up. Right, it is
Oh,
right
it
up.
is?
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
Just
okay.
takes a second to...
Oh,
no,
right.
it's
Okay.
not fully up now. Do you want
Oh,
fully
it
up?
is? Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we can go for it. So this cake, as I said, the green and gold for me comes from gold kiwi or green kiwi and passion fruit.
Oh.
So I love that combination. Can
Yeah.
I just show it to you in the picture in the book?
Yeah.
Because we're not doing this, so. So there's a
Oh, lovely.
sponge meringue.
Do you see that? That's
And
lovely.
in the middle is kiwi, green
Yeah.
kiwi and passion fruit.
yellow passion fruit.
But I think, well, I had beautiful strawberries here last night, so we're
Yes,
going
good.
to pivot to a berry version. How's it looking? Oh yeah, that's good. It's
Yeah.
getting paler. So
You got one egg yolk.
it's going to have 4 egg yolks.
Yeah.
And then we've
And
got
the egg whites
whites.
will be used for the meringue.
Yeah. Okay. So the boring thing is,
You want me to turn?
yes,
again?
I think I might scrape the bowl.
Yeah.
The boring thing about baking is all the little things like scraping down the bowl, but
Oh, there we
actually
are.
they make a big difference. Gosh,
You're
look,
not
look at the
impressed. I
colour.
managed to open it up.
I know. Now watch me fail trying to get the bowl off.
That's good.
Okay.
Yes, it's mixing up nicely now.
Yeah, it is. It's a bit, we wanted the texture of like face cream.
Now,
Okay. Oh, now we need it back on. Oh dear. Help.
cheer everybody up.
A PhD does not guarantee that you can do that.
Now, down again. Let's
Yes,
see.
down again.
There we go. On again. We're getting better at this.
So we've got milk and we've got some coconut, which flour, baking powder, and salt. Don't forget salt in the baking. Although you've got beautiful salted butter, so it's going to be tasty.
Just a little under 2% hard butter.
Right.
But often it's really, that's a really important point, to put a little pinch of salt into things. It very often lifts it from being
Yes.
kind of okay to actually having a bit of zumph.
Ought you?
Particularly scones and things. You might think, I don't need to put, even in a sponge cake actually.
So what I'm going to do now is alternately, this is a kind of fairly common cake technique. I'm going to, we need it now at the very lowest setting.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to slowly
This
pop
is
in-
another really important tip that Helen's giving you. When you're making a sponge cake or something like that, you can beat it as much as you like while you're doing the creaming and all of that, and even when the eggs are in. But once you start to add the flour, you need to put it down to the absolute lowest, because otherwise you'll toughen it. It'll beat out the thing. So that's
Okay.
another little tip, a top tip.
Top tip, yes. So
You're putting
you've
a
got
little
milk
milk in
here.
there.
The milk would just give it a really lovely, rich but tender flavor, and then the
Yeah.
rest of your. So we've kind of rushed this, so the batter looks. You've got the cold milk going into the butter, so it's seized up a little bit, but don't worry. Okay, sorry. Oh, it takes a while too.
Yeah.
Right.
Careful, don't beat it too hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
And actually, once the flour goes in, you don't want to beat it too vigorously because that activates the gluten and will give your cakes a slightly rubbery texture. So you want to do it enough to combine
Mix it,
everything,
yeah.
but not so much that you get a,
Yeah.
rubbery
But
cake.
normally you'd have creamed the butter more in the beginning. wouldn't you?
Exactly, I would
Yeah.
have, yeah.
Yeah.
I would have. I mean, I have no idea what the time is, but I'm conscious that we've
No,
got 3
don't
recipes
even
to
worry
get
about
to.
it, darling.
Okay.
We're totally fine.
Okay.
We're fine.
All right.
And I have a feeling there's one of these you made earlier too, probably.
There is. Thank you, Emma. Lining the cake tins. And usually I would use scales to do this, but I think what we can do is we want to have half the batter in one and half the batter in another.
So that's just one little tiny thing. So when you're creaming the batter with the sugar and so on, you use what's called the K beater, which is, I think it's gone outside now. It's more of a flat beater. Actually, in Kenwood, it has a K on it. But then when you want to whip egg whites or something like that, you want to get lots of air into them. So then you use the whisk. So, and then really important with the, if you're doing meringue, basically, that the bowl is spotlessly clean and free of grease and any residue of detergent and dry and everything. The same with the whisk.
Yes.
And not a speck of egg yolk in it.
A tiny speck of egg yolk will make all the difference.
And would make it not actually
That's
a whip.
right. So this is a fairly thin layer of sponge because it's really about texture. The sponge against the white meringue, against the fruit, against the cream. It's really a kind of taste, textural thing. So this is...
And you've lined the tin with
baking paper.
Baking paper.
You could do butter and flour, but I just feel like the baking paper just gives it that extra insurance, you know. You've gone to all that trouble to make the cake, just kind of make it as foolproof as you can.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, shall we
get this started?
Yes, please, yes.
Now, Emma's just put some vanilla extract in there. That's what you... Is that extract?
Lemon juice and some salt.
Yes, lemon
and
juice.
it goes in at this stage?
Well, actually, you could put it at this stage. It's so that it a little bit of acid.
That's fascinating.
Whether it's vinegar or cream of tartar. Cream of tartar is good. Actually, usually it's probably safer to put the cream of tartar or the acid in when the egg whites are a bit frothy.
A bit frothy, okay.
Yeah, I think you probably feel
Shall
that
I
intuitive.
start this
yes,
now?
please.
Good.
Yes.
Whoop-a-daisy.
Yes.
Now off we go.
And that you want to get, I mean, meringue is tricky if you don't know how, and then very easy if you do know how. And I guess for the people who don't know, we're going to show them.
Also, egg whites can be several days old, even a week old. In a fridge, they keep very old, but egg yolks have to be used maybe at the latest the day afterwards, or better on the day.
And actually, meringue tends to work better with eggs that are slightly older.
Yeah.
Yes. So what we're looking for here is soft whipped, and then we can go in with the sugar.
Okay.
It will eventually work if you put the sugar in now, but you're kind of weighing down the egg whites.
Right.
When what you want to do is allow it to whip, and then 1 tablespoon at a time.
So can you see into the bowl there? But no.
Oh.
No, you can't. Can you come around and show them what it looks like in the bowl?
So it's gone from looking translucent to looking white and frothy. And the next stage will be soft whip.
That's good, thank you.
Okay.
So this is caster sugar?
Caster sugar, I think I mean, in America, caster sugar is not easy to find.
Just whole sugar.
It's just sugar, it's granulated sugar.
Yeah.
But I think the finer the sugar, although not icing sugar, the better. So it's now looking like soft waves. And I'm just going to literally add 1 tablespoon at a time because sugar's heavy. And when you put it all in at once, it can deflate the egg whites.
Yeah.
And this gives the sugar the chance to fully dissolve in there. Okay. Is anyone here terrified of making meringue? Oh, actually, there's only one rule. Don't make it if it's humid. Right?
Because it picks up the water.
It makes it all sticky.
Yeah.
And,
Is that, it looks very fuzzy. Is it clear from where you are? It is. Oh God, my hair.
I was thinking exactly the same thing. Not about your hair, but
It's
mine.
a lot to look up there. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's beautiful now.
Yeah, it is
I have
beautiful.
each. Should I turn it off?
Yes, please, yes.
Now, this should be a stiff peak, I'd say. Yep.
Yes, it's lovely.
Beautiful.
Gee, that was very efficient, this whisk, I must say. What is this, a Kenwood?
Yeah.
Oh, I like it.
This,
Okay,
I
that
haven't
did it
seen
very,
these
very
before.
quickly. And this looks counterintuitive, but you put the meringue on top of the unbaked batter. Like that. And I know when I first tested this recipe, I was sure that the bottom of the sponge would be, you know, undercooked because it's been kind of protected by this meringue. But because it's quite a thin layer, it actually bakes perfectly. Okay, and then, so you want the bottom layer to be fairly flat because you're going to put fruit and pile it on top.
yeah.
But the top layer, I like for it to look kind of a bit wild
Fluffy,
and
yeah.
fluffy. Yeah.
So how did you learn how to bake? Where did you start? Did your mum love to cook, or how did you start?
My mum was a fabulous cook, but she didn't bake at all. I mean, in Malaysia, we didn't even have an
Oh, there's
oven.
not a tradition of yeah,
No.
that's right, yeah.
The cakes are more likely to be kind of steamed, like mochi
Yes.
cakes. But when we moved to Australia, I mean, there was an oven, and my mum used it to store, you know, pickled vegetables and salted fermented fish in it because she didn't know what to do with the oven. So
funny.
it was used to kind of store funky, smelly things that we were embarrassed about.
Well, actually, funny you should say that, because when I was a child, a long time ago, I'm 77 now, basically, I think we were the only people in our village that had an oven.
Wow.
And most people were still cooking over the open fire, or even with a bastable. But then Cozen gas, none of you remember, you're all too young. But then Cozen gas was
So
introduced
just
to Ireland.
there,
A lot of
into
people
the oven.
got gas cookers. And that,
Okay.
for many
Am I
people, that was
doing
their
this now?
first oven, actually.
Okay. So here's one Ema made earlier, which
Wow.
yes. So it's the sponge and so you've seen the two have gone into
Yeah.
the oven and they've come out like this. Okay.
So I keep, this is, of course, with the 2 layers, it's going to be amazing.
Exactly.
But basically, you could do it even with 1 layer. It would be still.
You
am
could.
I wrong in
You
thinking it
could.
would be lovely
You
just
would,
with
if
1
you
layer?
use the full recipe, you would just maybe adjust the baking
Yeah.
time a little. You would
Yeah.
cook it a bit. So in here is cream and crème fraîche. I just think that little bit of tang in the crème fraîche just gives it a bit of that flavor because you've got the sweetness from the meringue.
Meringue, so that'll cut the sweetness a little bit.
Exactly, yes. And the kiwi and passion fruit are also very, you know, bright and
Yeah.
acidic. That helps as well.
This is like so lovely.
Okay, and a little bit of vanilla is in here? Okay, wonderful. Spatula. Oh, okay. Look at you. You're a mind reader. Wonderful. Okay. So we don't want to, we just want a quarter of the cream at this stage. And what I like about this cake is you can switch up the fruit and put in, you
Yeah,
know,
lots of
anything
different
that's in
things, yeah.
season.
Black
At the moment,
currant would be
locusts,
wonderful with the juice.
yeah.
Or even lemon curd.
Lemon
A
curd
homemade
is
lemon curd in
great.
the centre.
Yes. So I think you're right, Dorina, that you could just do 1 layer and it would just
Yeah, it
be
would still be wonderful.
wonderful, yeah. I sometimes, oh yes, Ema's done that too. I was going to say I sometimes crush some of the berries just to give it a
Yeah.
bit more sort of lusciousness to it. So I'm going to
So
pop
that's
in.
strawberries. Is there sugar? No, there's no sugar in there. Just
No,
strawberries.
just crushed strawberries, yeah. If your strawberries are not great, like, you know, if you're not in Ireland and it's, yeah, where are we? May?
And in
they're not-
County Cork.
County Cork, yes. Then what you could do is kind of macerate the strawberries a bit in a tiny bit of sugar and lemon juice.
Lemon juice, a
and
bit
that
of
would
mint or
just-
something, be good with
Exactly,
it.
yeah. So there. And then I'm going to see if I can transfer this. Oh, actually, you know, no, before I do that, I want to take the fruit right to the edge because when I put the other one on top, I want to see it looking really, you know, lush, almost like it's tumbling out of the cake. There we go. That's better.
Looks so good.
And if this doesn't work, just saying, you could just turn it instantly into an
Are we
eaten
wanting
mess.
the meringue or which are we wanting on top?
The cake, meringue on top, the cake and the butter burger.
Oh, yeah.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. There we go.
Hey, well done.
A little bit there.
Make a little.
When you're up here, you can't imagine the
Oh
relief.
yes, the cream. Yeah,
when
I
that,
forgot about that.
There we go.
What I could have done was to put a tiny dollop of cream on top of the berries because that will anchor
I
the
know,
top,
it's just
which
so lovely.
I didn't do.
Something like that always reminds me of a lovely story. I don't know how many of you know the name Julia Child. She was a wonderful American
yes,
cook
yeah.
whom we all loved. But anyway, when she was doing, like in a way when many of us started with television, it was live television. And anyway, at some and she was very tall, and by her own admission, she always said, "I'm so clumsy." And at some stage, anyway, she was putting. There are various stories about what it was, but anyway, I think it was a roast chicken, sliding it off a roasting tin onto a onto her serving dish, and it slid off and straight onto the ground. Live television, okay? So she just looked down, and then she looked up, and she said, straight into the camera, and she said, "Remember, you're alone in your own kitchen." And such a great I was very fortunate. I met her several times. She was so gracious and lovely.
Oh.
Really lovely. I felt very fortunate to have met her.
What a great story.
Yeah.
I actually love the idea of taking your favorite trifle ball and just kind of breaking it into the bowl. You know,
The bowl.
putting this into the trifle bowl.
Oh, yes.
It's my Aussie accent.
Yes. I thought the glass and
So
everything
I
was in
always
there.
say that. I
Yeah.
always say, you know, don't worry if it cracks.
Yeah.
Just find
It'll
your
still- it'll
find
be a-
your
what sort
beautiful
of-
trifle bowl and slide it
Like
into
a wonderful
that.
sort of eaten mess kind
Exactly.
of thing. Yeah.
And I half think, oh, I really want to see that in
Yeah.
action, but then I also don't want it to break, especially when there are
Oh, my
people
goodness,
watching.
that looks so lovely.
And then
This
some
whole
mint leaves
the
or
setup
something.
behind me here is genius. I've just realised, all the things that need to be washed up are just going down underneath here and disappearing out of the back.
I
That's a
need one of those for my
Very,
house.
very good idea. This is a new thing since last year, I think.
I
Oh
need
my
one
God,
of
that
those
looks
for my
so
house.
lovely.
And so
Yeah.
for me, I mean, it looks loose, but the texture of it. And what I like is that after a couple of hours, it kind of all melds into one.
Yeah.
So rather than being these distinct layers, it sort of becomes one cake with lots of textures.
Gorgeous.
Okay.
Wow, we like that. Yay! Cookies, biscuits. The biscuits.
Biscuits, yes, we're going to do.
Oh,
Now
good.
we're going to do I call it Lao Gan Ma because it seems to be like this is the chili crisp that I grew up with. But you get your favorite chili crisp or make your own.
Was that Malaysian?
Yes, Malaysia.
And now
Yes.
pronounce it again.
Lao Gan Ma? Lao Gan Ma is just the brand, and all it means is old grandmother.
Oh, I see.
So the tin actually has an old grandmother's face on
Face
it.
on the front of it,
Yes,
yeah.
so,
You're making homemade old grandmothers.
I'm not making homemade. I bought the grandmothers.
Oh, you
which
bought
is
the
here.
grandmothers. Do we know how to make the grandmothers,
Is
though?
that it? Because it's 25 grams. Okay. Right. So what I would do also, you see the oil?
Yeah.
That's going to make the biscuits waxy and
Yeah.
which I don't like. I think some people don't mind that. But
Yeah.
I want it crisp and
Yes,
and
good.
crunchy. So if you have oil, if you have
So
chili,
what is this?
this is the chili crisp.
Chili crisp. And
Yeah.
where do you get chili crisp?
So you can get it from the Asian grocer, or I think I saw it in your farm shop. You sell the white masu,
Oh, they're like, what you
like a
call these
peanut
things? Yeah.
rayu. You could
Yeah,
use that.
like a
That's-
rayu, yes, okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you have a lot of oil,
Yeah.
I would tend to drain this off.
Yeah.
Because that for me makes the biscuit waxy.
I see.
Thank you. So in here, flour.
Yeah.
This will test me. Parmesan cheese, because it
Yeah.
is a cheese biscuit. And salt and pepper.
Pepper, yeah.
Okay, so I want to just combine them. Okay. And then I I'm going to add the butter. So the foundation of it is just like a cheese biscuit. Butter, flour, cheese. And then, yeah, that's better, yes, thank you. No, I will add it. And if we just have the sesame seeds?
Yes.
Do you have the black and white?
We just have
Oh, okay, that's fine. Okay, so here we want the butter to be almost invisible, but not, it shouldn't come together as a dough
So,
yet.
what they used to say, like a breadcrumb stage or something.
Yeah. Okay, right. Then I'm going to, actually that's not true. No, I'm not ready for that. I'm going to add the chili crisp. Okay.
This is like the rayu, the white rayu,
it
what
is.
do we call it, maize? It makes
The peanut rayu.
Yeah.
similar, but it's not this. This is correct me if I'm wrong. Chilies, shallots, garlic,
Yes.
nuts, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
And then it's got sesame oil.
Sesame oil or peanut oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
So
similar. It's not exactly the same. So the brand, I'm not going to pronounce it correctly.
is it white? Oh, Lao Gan Ma?
Yeah,
Yeah.
which you can get everywhere. It's the one you see
Yeah.
with the red label on it. Get it in any Asian shop.
Even
Oh,
supermarkets.
really? Or supermarkets, right. Okay, so it's good for people to be able to get it easily, yeah.
So I've got the base of it, which
Yeah.
is the flour and the parmesan,
Yeah.
salt and pepper. I have the chili crisp in there,
Yeah.
and egg yolk for richness. And then lemon juice. Is that lemon juice? So lemon juice just to kind of sharpen everything. Okay, there. And now just blitz it till it's sort of almost coming together. If it comes together entirely in the bowl, you've overmixed it. So
Right,
you
so
want
it's
it to
just
this crumbly
beginning
stage.
to lump a little bit.
Yeah. And then I'm going to, oh dear.
She's not our friend.
Then I'm going to pour it into this bowl. Can you see that, the texture of it? Can you see it, the texture? Okay. Every bit of it. Yeah. And then you've got spring onions in there.
Yeah.
That gives it color and a bit of freshness as well. Okay. And this is when you pull it together. And it should just come together very nicely.
Yeah, just the right amount of moisture
Exactly,
in it.
yes. Tested about 5 times to get that
So
amount
is
of
this
moisture
the sort of thing you
right.
can do and make a roll and keep it in your fridge and cook them off when you feel like it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it makes one log that slices into 25 coins or so. You could even keep it in your freezer. So it comes together like this, and then you want to roll it. I give precise measurements, which I think sometimes looks a bit fussy, but the reason I do that is because you could have a log that's this thick or a log that's extremely thin, and that affects the cooking, the time. And so I do tend to give measurements, and so I want about 25 centimeters, and 25 centimeters long and about 4 centimeters diameter. Does that look like 25 to you?
I have no idea. I'm in old money.
Yeah.
I'm not in centimetres. I'm in feet and inches.
Okay, so then you have your sesame seeds. You could use white or black. I like a mixture of the two. And then you just kind of roll it in there. There we go.
Good, good, good.
And you can add things that you like. I mean, if you like peanuts in it, you could do that. If you like, I've used Parmesan here, but if you prefer pecorino, you can use that too. Okay.
What's that red stuff in there? Is that
That's
chili?
the chili oil.
What's the chili
That's
oil?
the
Yeah.
chili crisp. So it's like that, and you could. I wouldn't slice it now because
Yeah,
it'll be
it's
too
too
soft.
soft,
Yes.
So you make a kind of Christmas cracker.
Exactly. Just pop it in the fridge. If it's a very
Yeah.
warm day and this is extremely soft, what I like to do is put it in the fridge for half an hour.
Yeah.
And then re-roll it because
Yeah.
once it's a little bit firmer, you'll get that perfect cylinder.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, that goes in the fridge. Okay. And here's the one we made earlier.
Well, we've got a little
Which
wipey
is half a
downy.
roll. I'm quite a messy cook, I have to say.
No, that's just the... Well done. Super.
Okay, this is half the log. And then you cut it into 1 centimeter thick. Okay, this is a bit soft now, so
because
ideally
it was sitting out.
it was sitting out. So ideally, it's firm and it's easy. But actually, having said that,
You can
it's
squish
quite,
it back
you
into
can
shape.
squish it back. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can squish it back, or you just
And
put
about
out
what temperature are we
oval.
cooking these at now?
160 for 20 minutes.
For 20 minutes,
fan.
right.
Do you cook with fan normally? Or?
I have fan ovens. I generally prefer to bake in a conventional oven.
Right.
Or if it's a meringue or something, fan is great too. But there's more drying heat, as you know.
Yes.
Things stale a bit quicker cooked in a fan oven. Yeah, well, says me. But
think that's
meringue
probably
is fine.
true.
Yeah. Sometimes a little kind of drier in it.
Yes, I use predominantly fan. I sometimes find that conventional heat has pockets of heat hot spots,
Well, yeah,
and then my
depends on the
sponge
oven.
might look. It
Yeah,
depends on the oven.
on the oven.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, so that goes into the oven, and then it comes out looking like this.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
Okay,
Now, these are a little nibble with, rather than with cheese, or would you eat these with cheese?
No, I would have that with a nice strong cocktail.
We like it a lot. Yay. Good. That looks absolutely lovely, and you'll be able to get the recipes in on the website, or better still, are some of those recipes in here?
Oh, they're
As well.
all from here.
They're all
There's
from
100
here.
recipes in there.
So this is 100 recipes, and that's baking and the meaning of life. And they could buy this in the bookshop. Where's the bookshop?
It's in the big shed down here.
Yeah,
I think it's in the... I'm not sure.
yeah.
I
Yes.
haven't been outside of the great store for years.
So you've had your nose to the thing, and then presumably you'd sign the book for anybody who wanted
Yes,
one
I'm
as
doing
well.
a book signing. Oh gosh, what time? I think it's 6 o'clock tomorrow. Or I could, I could, 8 o'clock, is it? Oh, today.
Yeah.
Thank
But-
you.
but-
I'll stick around.
Yes. Yeah, which is pretty much now, isn't it?
Yes, I
Yeah.
can do that,
Great.
yes.
So can I ask if anybody has any question? Any question
I
for
love
Helen?
questions.
Yep, here, this lady.
Hi. Yes? Oh, yes? Yes. Yes. It is a thicker sponge, and it will behave differently. And that one has a layer of jam, and the coconut goes into the meringue itself. So
By the way, where did we were putting coconut into something?
we
Where-
did.
what-
Coconut went into this cake.
Into
So
that
it's in
cake
the
as well, yeah.
sponge on
Yeah.
the bottom.
Oh, that's right, went
Yeah,
into the cake.
yes.
Yeah.
You don't
Good.
have, if you don't like coconut, you could leave it out. For me, it just adds an extra
Extra,
texture
yeah.
and also the flavor
Yeah,
of it.
love coconut, yeah.
So the Louise cake works almost the same, but it's more like an afternoon tea, a kind of tea cake slice, whereas this is kind of more a dessert that you would.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah.
I think you could do the whole thing in a slightly bigger tray, and which means the sponge is less thick. And so by the time you put the meringue on, it will all cook together. I mean, I've calibrated this perfectly so that the meringue, the cake and the meringue is cooked at the same time. That one hasn't been calibrated
Can
for
we
that.
give people a taste or something? Or not? Yeah.
These biscuits anyway.
Yeah.
Can't really
So-
cut the cakes just with...
Oh, yeah, I was
Any other
just asking
questions?
if we could give people a taste of things. So if,
Yes. Oh, yeah,
if you want a
definitely.
little taste, we can...
Before you go, can I just
Oh, yeah,
show
say.
you this? Because in Helen's defense, that cake is a bit flatter. I sort of show you what hers usually made from.
Yes, so this cake is normally very
No, but
tall.
it probably just collapsed a little bit.
Well, I think we...
Yeah.
Well, what it was,
Oh
yes,
my
the-
God, you'd certainly be able to get two out of that, wouldn't you, in a way? Basically, they look gorgeous.
So
Well
I
done.
happened to walk by when that meringue was being made.
Yeah.
And what happened, I think, was that the sugar was added either too early
Yeah.
or too quickly.
Or maybe the whole lot together or something.
Yes, so
Yeah,
that it
yeah.
just didn't whip up to its
Yeah.
full potential.
Yeah.
Whereas that one did, yes.
Yeah.
But
Well-
I'm pretty sure that will taste good as well.
So the Puttanesca Galette here with the lemon ricotta. This cake is called?
Well, it's called the Matilda's cake, although it's not green and gold here.
Yeah, I
but the
love
inspiration
the word
is the
Matilda.
Matilda's.
And then your lovely
The cheese biscuits.
Cheese biscuits. Could I say a huge thank you on all of your behalf to Helen?
Thank you so much. It's
Fantastic.
just
Thank you for coming.
amazing
and
to
for
be here at
sharing with us.
Ballymaloe. Thank you so much. And thank you,
can
Emer,
we have another
so
round
much.
of applause for Emer? Yay! Now, so if you come up, we can you have one of these little biggies, or if we haven't enough for everybody, we cut some in half.
So just to say that
Yeah.
oh no, that one's in, the one that I used didn't have nuts. So I don't think
what?
but some of these have nuts. So in case there are any nut allergies.
Nuts in these, okay?
Yeah.
So just be careful.
So shall I cut them in half in case they...
I think there's
Yeah.
probably enough
Give me
for
a knife.
everyone,
Or is
actually.
it enough for
Yes,
everybody?
I
Yeah.
think so.
Okay, so take one,
There
please.
is enough.
Could we cut this into a little bit or not? Or?
Yes.